If morality was natural or self-evident, atheists would be moral. If atheists were moral, there would be no need for police. If doing the right thing was always the best course of action, law courts would not be required. Atheists have a good reason, however, for arguing morality is natural. They have a vested interest in arguing people are naturally good. As atheists, they are under no obligation to be honest or to prove their claims. However, news stories about distracted, drunk, careless, and heavy-footed driving must suggest that something more than a love of their fellow man influences the average atheist. Atheists claim it is Christian why so many fail to follow the rules and commit crime. Christians have a get-out-of-hell-free card, so they are not hindered from doing wrong. But if this was true, atheists need not get-out-of-hell-free card, as they do not believe in hell, so they have even less reason not to break the law. Atheists argue morality is not tied to faith. Atheists, they say, can be as moral as the Christian. As evidence of this, the atheist will then declare he or she is a good person. The atheist ought to ask for a second opinion. The probability is that atheists are biased about their goodness and wrong about what it means to be good. If all an atheist has is self-praise, it is not much of a recommendation. To be fair, we can agree with them on one thing. Atheists are able to be good people if this means they can adhere to a personal ethics. Atheists are able to go through life without murdering anyone, for the most part. But why would they adhere to a standard they created? What does it mean to follow a code that is customized to one's needs? There is nothing preventing constant revision. Why not revise it as needed? If society cannot get Christians to act morally, though God is watching them, even to knowing our thoughts, what stops an atheist from overstating his goodness? In other words, why would an atheist not be a hypocrite? What force exists to keep atheists honest? Obviously, if one is small and weak or in fear of jail, there is some motivation to live within the law. But how moral is an atheist in a situation in which he cannot get caught? Even the most socially conscious atheist must be alone with a source of temptation from time to time. When driving alone in an isolated area and they come to a stop sign, what motivates atheists to make a full stop? Or do they come to a full stop at all stop signs? No doubt few atheists have an inclination to murder anyone. Probably few have raped or beaten anyone. At the same time, if everyone was honest and could be trusted, would the economy not work better? Think if all the packaging that could be eliminated and all the levels of management that could be let go, if people were just honest. How many managers have jobs just to make sure what the boss says needs to be done is what everyone does? Think of a daily commute in which no one cut in front of you, everyone kept to the speed limit and signaled when they were going to turn. What if we no longer needed police to monitor our driving? What does it even mean to say atheists can be moral when they are unable to drive the speed limit? It is not logically false to say atheists can be good, but it is not logically false to claim the earth could reverse direction around the sun. But how likely is it? What does it matter if atheists can be good when in reality no one trusts them? No one is going to walk into a room of atheists and leave their wallet on the table. No one drives through an intersection without making sure someone is not running a red light. The truth is, we do not trust each other generally, and if we do not trust each other, it's pointless to claim atheists, or anyone can be moral. In reality, it may be possible to be good, but it is highly improbable we will meet anyone who is good. We do not make the claim atheists cannot be altruistic. There are atheists willing to sacrifice himself for his country and family. We are saying that the atheist that takes the moral high ground is a fool. No atheist is always a fool. If an atheist finds a lost wallet or has a chance to take the last piece of cake without anyone knowing, he or she is a fool not to. Atheists can be honest, but there is usually no intrinsic benefit for them to be honest. Therefore, the honest atheist is a fool. A Christian might feel sacrifice is necessary. Christians may think it is a good thing to be more like Christ. We know God is watching, and most of us feel compelled not to disappoint Him by our behavior. But an atheist who acts to the highest moral level when no one is there to see him or her is not acting rationally. It makes more sense for an atheist to promise to be honest and trustworthy, and at the first opportunity, to exploit the other person's trust. This dynamic does not hold true for Christians. Christians fail to be good, but we are obligated to try, even when no one but God is watching. Atheists have been asked the wrong question. Asking an atheist if they can be moral is akin to asking if an angel can fit on the head of a pin. The answer depends on how one defines morality. If morality is the same as good, and what it means to be good can be defined by the subject, then they will be good by definition. A more interesting question is, why would an atheist choose to be moral? What is in it for them? They might do good to feel good or to get a mark to trust them, but why do good for its own sake? An atheist might act in a moral way for the good of society, but we must keep coming back to the question of motivation. What reason is there for him or her to improve society? Some do, but why do they do it? It's not that improving society is not a good thing, but if an atheist does good to improve society, he or she is acting against their own best interests. There is no reason an atheist can give for acting to benefit society, when he would be better off taking care of his or her own business. There are many secular books promoting the virtues of selfishness. There are no Christian self-help books advocating this. There is only one rational attitude for an atheist to have, and that is the covert hostility. The true atheist is friendly just long enough to obtain the confidence of the other person. When someone trusts you, the rational atheist takes him or her for everything he or she can. Logic decrees the atheist be a backstabbing hypocrite. The atheist faces neither an afterlife nor eternal punishment for anything they do. In one sense, they live a life of immediacy. If they can escape payment in this world, they are free of ever having to face further consequences. Everything that threatens an atheist confronts them in the here and now. The only thing that ought to concern him or her is physical benefits. There's a need to keep the body safe and healthy, but if one can gain an advantage without risk, there is no logical reason for the atheist not to exploit every advantage they are given, up to and including stabbing friends in the back.